Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning, episode 477. Today I'm looking at the Tennessee Titans after they just signed wide receiver Josh Reynolds from the Los Angeles Rams. But before getting into that topic, question for those of you viewing: who do you think is the greatest Titans running back all time? There's some big names out there. You got Eddie George, you got old school Earl Campbell with the Oilers, you got CJ2K, Chris Johnson, or you could even think it's Derrick Henry. Whoever it is, comment it down below. But getting into this topic, Josh Reynolds is not the greatest receiver on the market. He's not the worst receiver on the market. He's just a good role player that I think the Titans really could use. They lost Corey Davis. They lost Jonnu Smith. They lost Adam Humphries. Some of those moves were smart. Some of them debatable. I do think they should have worked out with Corey Davis, but I definitely don't think he's worth the $13 million that the Jets signed him for. But they still got, like I said, Josh Reynolds now, and then A.J. Brown. That's their big number one guy. Anthony Firkser at the tight end position is definitely viable. And outside of the receiving position, you got arguably the best run game in the NFL with Derrick Henry. And Ryan Tannehill is a pretty underrated quarterback. However, my big question mark is, how is this Titans offense going to be without their offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith? I like Arthur Smith a lot. I think he really helped out Ryan Tannehill. I do think Tannehill still has talent. And as long as he's not with Adam Gase again from the Miami Dolphins, he will be able to do fine. But I do think Arthur Smith really helped out the whole offense as a whole, but especially Tannehill with the passing game. However, Tannehill still now has receivers. Josh Reynolds, again, I don't think Josh Reynolds is really going to make or break this Titans offense or their team as a whole by any means, but it is a step in the right direction in replacing some of those receivers such as Corey Davis and Jonnu Smith. Still the NFL draft. Looking at their defense, you got Bud Dupree to really become a captain of that front seven, help out Jeffrey Simmons and Harold Landry kind of get better, hopefully get some pass rush going again. I really think their roster is relatively young. We know how good Kevin Byard is. I really like the addition of Janoris Jenkins from the Saints. I figured they were going to release him. I didn't expect the Titans to pick him up, but after releasing Malcolm Butler due to the cap casualty and releasing Dory Jackson really because of inconsistency and injuries, Janoris Jenkins, I really am a big fan of that signing. You still got Amani Hooker. So really, this Titans team is finally coming together. Josh Reynolds, again, is not going to make or break this Titans team by any means, but is a good role player to add that could definitely catch the football. He's got decent speed, and he's just, like I said, maybe a decent safety blanket for Tannehill on some third downs. We will see. Don't exactly know how they will execute him, but being well coached by Mike Vrabel, I have a lot of faith in this team. But I don't necessarily know if they will make the playoffs, and I know you Titans fans are just going to attack right away, but I seriously think the Indianapolis Colts are a very dangerous team in that division in the AFC South. You don't have to worry about the Texans. They're free-falling, and as much as I like Trevor Lawrence and think he will be a great prospect, I don't know the last time a rookie quarterback came out and won their division, so I don't fear the Jacksonville Jaguars just yet, especially with the question mark what Urban Meyer will be as a head coach. I wouldn't fear the Texans, like I said, and the Jaguars, nothing yet, at least for the one to two more years until Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer figure things out. But the Indianapolis Colts, they have probably a top 5 defense. They got Darius Leonard. They re-signed Xavier Rhodes. And then on offense, you might either have to face the toughest team in the AFC or one of the worst because we don't know what Carson Wentz will be. Will he be what he was in Philadelphia when he was with Frank Reich, where he's almost an MVP and now he's reunited with Frank Reich? He might come back to that. Or will he be what he was last year, where he just misses easy passes, gets sacked all the time? That's obviously not his fault, but sometimes he kind of just falls into them. He's very inconsistent. He doesn't have great QB vision. Or will he just get hurt? So really, in your favor, there's a decent chance he either sucks like he did last year or he gets injured. Carson Wentz is very injury prone, especially in the playoffs, and when it comes down late in the season, we've seen him go down several times. So you have a good chance, but if he is his MVP form, which I do think Frank Reich can bring to him, this team could seriously be a threat, but that is going to determine everything. If the Colts aren't what I think they are, the Titans will win that division easy. I still think they could probably go anywhere from 9-7 to 11-5, especially with the additions they got. Like I said, Janoris Jenkins, Bud Dupree, Josh Reynolds, who still, he's just more like a cherry on top to this offense. It's not going to take them to the next level, but it's still a name worth noting. I think this could still be a 10-win team, but even that does not guarantee you to make the playoffs. We saw the Miami Dolphins got bumped out of the playoffs last year, and they finished 10-6, and the AFC is only getting tougher. You got your dominant guys that we know will be a playoff competitor, such as the Chiefs, such as the Bills, such as the Browns, such as the Ravens, and then You got the Dolphins getting better. The Steelers, not sure about them anymore. But like I said, you got the Dolphins. The Patriots are making moves. The Chargers are getting better. The Colts are getting better. And then the Titans themselves. That's like 8 or 9 teams, and only 7 make it. It is going to be hard to make it this year. So I'm curious to see how it will finish. Can the Titans make the playoffs? I do think they have a potential to. But I am very bullish on the Indianapolis Colts, and I think if Carson Wentz is the same guy he used to be with Frank Wright, they will win the division, and then the Titans will struggle to make a playoff spot with all those teams fighting it, such as the Dolphins, Patriots, Chargers, even some underrated guys, such as the Broncos might make a run this year. We do not know. Steelers could be coming back. Lot of competitiveness in the AFC. I like what the Titans are putting together, and they're moving in the right direction, but I'm not sold on them being a Super Bowl contender by any means. I like Derrick Henry, but I can't rely on him to give me 2,000 yards every season. While he might be able to, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket and bet on that as my sole, hope for my Titans offense, and I'm really curious to see what this Titans team will do without the star offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith. And I'm honestly curious how he will do as a head coach, working the defense as well as he's a head coach with the Atlanta Falcons. AFC is getting tough. Titans are moving in the right direction, but I still don't know if it is enough for them to be a Super Bowl contender. I definitely don't think they will be. But B, can they make the playoffs? I think it's 50-50 at this point. They have the foundation to, but they really still need some execution and still need to capitalize off the NFL draft if they want to make this team complete, get a serious pass rush that is lethal. And while I like Anthony Firkser and A.J. Brown and Josh Reynolds, it wouldn't hurt to try and pick up another receiver if available. Maybe look at some second-round guys. Maybe if Kadarius Toney from Florida falls, or maybe even spend a first-rounder on him. That's kind of bold. I don't think the receiving position is a top priority. But if a second round, a big name like that is around, go for it. I think the Titans are moving in the right direction. But making the playoffs, I think they have a good chance, but it is not a lock for me. Overall, comment below what you guys think. Do you think the Titans will make the playoffs? Do you think they're a Super Bowl contender? Do you think Josh Reynolds was a good signing? Do you think it was a bad signing? Overall, comment down below. And of course, who do you think is the Titans' best running back all time? For me, I would probably have to go Eddie George. I think Derrick Henry could definitely pass him. But just overall career, I got to go Eddie George with the Titans. Thanks for watching, guys. 2 in the morning.